Do you like this? It was bought for me by the chairman of the group that I was working with. It's so sweet. Ariel had one in her hair as well, so it was in keeping. So I've just got home from doing The Little Mermaid. And let's do a little aside first, shall we? I have ADHD. And until very recently, I didn't know that's what it was. I just thought I was being lazy and procrastinating and all the usual things. And so for The Little Mermaid, I did procrastinate on it, I did. But I worked as hard on it as I did on The Addams Family. But this afternoon's performance, I don't know whether it was because I shot my load at The Addams Family and then had a full day's work yesterday and then went to see The Little Mermaid. I don't know if I was just exhausted mentally or overwhelmed mentally, or whether it was the audience were really flat or that I had a pepperoni pizza for lunch. I don't know what it is. But this performance this afternoon, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Not helped by the fact that after Kiss the Girl until the very end, I was in total darkness because my spotlight went off and the light guy just didn't notice, didn't turn it back on again. And the audience was made up of lots of parents who had multiple children with them, whether they were their own or, stolen or, borrowed from relatives. I don't know. But because there was a lot more children there than adults, the adults spent most of the show run corralling the kids and trying to stop them crying when Ursula came on, or, just trying to sit them still and watch the show. So the adults then weren't picking up the cues as to when you laugh, when you clap. So it was just really weird. They'd get to the end of a number and nobody would clap. And then about 15 seconds later, people would start clapping. It's just bizarre. And that, of course, is the joys of doing a matinee. It's going to be just full of kids. And it's a Disney show. So full of kids it was. And the last bit where they were singing the quartet, which I, by some miracle, did not cock up for once. There were lots of kids like shouting and sort of shrieking and crying in the audience. I don't know whether they were bored or what. But that's all you could hear. And apparently Noda had been to see the show on Wednesday, I think it was, and had told them that the orchestra was too loud and you couldn't hear anybody above the orchestra. So they toned the orchestra right down. So it was as if it was a record playing in a different room. It was so subdued. So that's all you could hear. You just hear kids shouting and what have you. And one little kid was like banging their feet against the floor the entire performance. So, yeah, it was just a bit odd. A bit odd. I'm not happy. But what can you do? For 1,000,001 reasons, sometimes you just don't dig it. You're just not digging it. And that's how I felt today. I was so consumed with getting Under the Bloody Sea right. That's all I could think about up until that song came on. I still got it wrong anyway. Shit. So yeah. Nothing I can do about it now. But yeah, it really is a weird situation when you turn up to do a show that you've been practicing for weeks. Because I've been practicing it for weeks. And it just doesn't go right, but there's nothing you can do. I can't control the lights going off in the middle of the second act. And I can't control the fact that the audience was just a really bizarre audience. But I was just not digging it today. And I got into it during Under the Sea because the audience came alive then. But yeah, it wasn't gelling for me today. And I'm not very happy with that. But there's nothing you can do about it. So I am done for this week. For this month. for this month. I'm going to have a rest tomorrow. I'm going to download School of Rock and put it on my phone so I can listen to it when I'm in the gym or on a walk or in my car or whatever for the next 5 weeks. And then we start on that one. But I've got the whole of Easter in between. So I've got a 4-day weekend that I can just sit and translate the whole thing. So plenty of time for that one. So that's where we are. I'm very happy with my little pin. I like that. It's so sweet. And yeah, I'm not happy with my performance because I made too many silly mistakes. Like at one point, Ursula said Triton got greedy, and instead of doing greedy, I did ugly. And I tell you what else. I think my left hand is possessed because during the show, I'm doing signs with my right hand, and my left hand, swear to God, it kept kind of like floating up here somewhere. And I kept sort of looking at it like, what are you doing? This hand's doing all the stuff at the moment. It just kept kind of like, hello. So bizarre. I couldn't stop it doing it. And once I started thinking about it doing it, it did it even more. So yeah, ADHD overwhelm plus pepperoni pizza plus audience filled with children plus possessed left hand does not a great show make. Oh crikey, I think it's pretty good idea that I don't do a show until September now. Until after between April and September, I think I'm not going to do another show because I lost the plot. So yeah, I'm home now. I've got some ice cream and I'm going to sit on the sofa and watch crap on the telly and just decompress really after this week. And then I'm never going to do 2 shows back to back because of the risk of this happening again. As I said, I don't know whether it's just because I spent so much energy on the Addams Family that I really got into that today it was just not happening. I don't know. But I'm never going to do 2 shows this close together again. I'm just not. It's not worth it for me. So that's where we are. And I will take this beautiful eye makeup off. Look at this. I'm gorgeous, it's true. I'm going to take this off, have a shower, try to take all of this off so I no longer look like the most fabulous undertaker on the planet. And I tell you what, going in Tesco's on the way home, that was an adventure and people staring. But one last thing before I go. This guy came up to me afterwards. I just stood there in reception waiting for the director to come out so I could say thank you and what have you. And this guy came up to me and he grabbed my hand and he pumped my hand in a Don Drapery, masculine, manly fashion. So I gave it the old squeeze, and then he put his hands on my shoulders. Like, I don't know what he was, I think he was just so overcome with my brilliance or whatever. So he put his hands on my shoulders. And then he looked properly and saw that I was a girl. And he went, oh. Oh, Christ, nearly pissed my pants. So I think that means he enjoyed the show. One can never tell. It's the South after all. At least up north when you get manhandled, they've got the courtesy to stick a knife in your face first. Ooh, blimey. So yeah, that's where we are. It's done. There ain't nothing I can do about it now. Not happy about it. Never am usually. Back to that again. So we'll just see how School of Rock goes. That is in about 6 weeks, I think. So no doubt you will be hearing from me in about a month. Bye.